Alright, we're fixing to do a water change with our new system. So, step one is going to be to turn off the pump, close this ball valve, which is for the siphon from the sump, and then we'll go over and we'll open, this valve right here, which is the drain from the tank, and we'll let the tank start draining out and wasting out onto the ground. So let's go ahead and reach up here, unplug the pump, done. And we'll reach out and shut that valve before I forget. Okay, now everything's isolated. Water from the tank is still trying to drain right now over to the sump just through gravity flow. So we'll go ahead and crack this open. Now this I just stuck in there, that's not where that valve will remain, but I just stuck it in there right now as a holder. And let's look out here and see. Yep, there you go. Whoa, look at that disgusting chocolatey water. That is awful. I threw out a water tank on this tank weeks ago. They're starting to clear up. But it's starting to pull all that nasty, dirty water right off the bottom of the tank. So we'll go ahead and get our tank drained. At the same time, I've got hot water coming via the hose here from the house into this tank, filling it up, getting it conditioned to be our refill water to go back into the tank once we're ready. So I'll cut this off and I'll start it up at the next step. Just one other note, while we're waiting on it to drain, you can see the fluid level over there is dropping. Went ahead and unplugged the heater. The heater is in this sump. Of course, it's designed to be an inline heater, so when water flow stops, you turn off the heater, or else you're going to end up boiling that water. Well, not boiling it, but, well, possibly, because the thermal probe is in there, in this barrel, not in this tote, so you don't want it to get overheated. So just go ahead and unplug it just to be safe. But we're going to keep on draining our water down, and go on to step two. I'm going to go ahead and drill and put my drain in the bottom of my swirl filter too, while I'm waiting on that tank to drain. Alright, it's been all of like 10 seconds since I said I was going to work on something else. Went ahead and shut the valve down here on this tank, so now nothing is draining. It'll finish drawing what it can via siphon back from the swirl filter, but none of the tanks are draining right now. I don't have enough volume to do a full water change, or a full 50% like I'd like to. I already ran out of hot water since I'm pumping from the water heater in the house. I'm out of hot water, so gotta go. Okay, sorry, my daughter started screaming. I thought she was hurt, but no, she just dropped her toy in the water. No big deal. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get, we'll get this water conditioned so that it's the right temperature and the right, put the dechlorinator in it, and then we'll be able to open its valve right there, and I'll set all the valves up, and I'll show you how to do that here when I get ready to do it. Alright, so here's part two of the water change. We've got our big tub filled up here. It's got just shy of 300 gallons. Not sure if I'll use it all yet, and about 80 degrees, which is perfect. So what we're going to do, this tank valve is closed. We're going to jump up here, and we're going to open this return valve. Pardon the shakiness, wide open as far as it'll go. And then we're going to climb down here. This valve is open. We're going to open the drain valve off of this big tank, but before we do, or off this freshwater tank, but before we do, I'm going to line my valves underneath here because I'm afraid water's going to try to jump out of here, and I don't want that to happen. So first, let's get this set up. So now we reach under here. Our pump intake up there from the sump is off. I capped the end of the pipe outside, so now we'll open our valve here. There we go. So that's open. So now that's flooded. Water that was in this line here has now flooded into, to make sure that the sump is flooded, or the pump is flooded, I'm sorry. So now we can come over here, reach underneath, sorry y'all can't see, but we'll reach underneath here, grab this valve, open it up, and sure enough, water's going to try to come out of there just like it did. So let's get our pump kicked on here. Alright, pump's on and I hear it. Pump is on and running. Really good flow rate, I like that a lot. And this water's coming down fast, and you know what, I just realized I did not treat this water with prime, so I better shut it down and do that. So we got our water treated, but I goofed up and I got my pump, basically got my pump with an airlock on it, so my pump's having a hard time running right now. It should have no problems flooding, but you see that my water rate is down a little bit, it's kind of surging. Where it picks up real loud, real good, and it cuts back. So it's got an air pocket into somewhere, but unfortunately I was getting water spraying out of this thing like a geyser just because I don't have a cap to throw on it. It will be tied in to this valve here shortly. For right now I didn't have that, so I just stuck it on there for a standpipe. But anyway, I've got the valve open here. I'm going to try to open it a little bit wider, get that pump flooded. I could probably just go ahead and unplug the pump for a second, let it kind of fill back up with water, and it would help me clear it out, but I'm hoping it'll surge its way out. It's not acting like it wants to though. But anyway, this is working great. I'm not hooking up my little slow, what's the sprinkler pump say here? Oh, it doesn't have the rates on it, but it wasn't very fast, I can tell you that, because I've used it in the past. So anyway, I'm going to be pumping this tank over, and we'll be done with our water change just like that.